собственно, поплыли по Темзе. Вот я не успел заснять. Мы были в спешке. Отправляемся в Гринвич на нулевой меридиан. City Cruise. Ну, полчаса сэкономили, молодец. Ну, а, собственно, вот теперь со всех точек вообще Биг Бен снят. Ну что, все еще не важно. Сейчас, по идее, мы должны вот в этой вот пусть остановиться. Вот здесь Лондон Dungeon, не знаю, насколько мы вот видим. Ну, это то самое, что мы а Лондон Ай, слушай, а он здесь ты, что ли, Лондон Ай? А, да, он еще не это самое, вон там первые люди загружаются. А, не, он пошел уже, вон уже гондолы. Ну вот, панорама Лондона. В общем, у него 4 остановки. Он сейчас Гринвич, вот сейчас Лондон Ай, потом Тауэр и потом Тауэр и потом Гринвич. Нет, а тут мало народ, тут нет никого. Еще одна панорамка Charing Cross, а у нас еще бумажка какая-то есть. Да, здесь нельзя купить билеты по ваучеру, как у нас. Да. Билеты взяли, да? Ну, здорово успели. Еще 17. Теперь мы 2 билета.
Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. Welcome aboard the boat. As you can see, we're leaving the pier now on our way down to the Tower of London. As we leave the piers here in London, we do have to provide you with safety announcements. Nothing to alarm you, it's done purely by law. Now, the vessel you travel on, fully equipped with all the modern day life-saving apparatus. There is nothing to worry about, you're in very safe hands. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this beautiful day here in London. As I say, we are going to be turning the boat, making our way down river. And on this route, there are many places of interest. But on board these boats, there are no official or multilingual professional guides. What you've got instead are the maps. When you buy a ticket, you are meant to be given a map, and then you're left to pick out a few places of interest. It does seem a little bit silly coming to London, going on a river trip, and not knowing what you're looking at. If there is anybody out there who would like me to point out a few of the basic points of interest in the form of a commentary, I'm more than happy to do so. And so I'm not a guide, I am a Thames waterman. On board this boat with my friend here to get the boat and the passengers safely from A to B. And I do know there's a few people here that may not have English as their first language. Again, I do only speak English. I will try and speak slowly and clearly, and hopefully you can all enjoy it. So after all that, would anybody like a commentary? 8, 9, 10 people. Very enthusiastic. That's a little better. Okay, there you count as 2 at the back. So we're going to turn the boat now, and as we do so, a lovely side-on view of the Houses of Parliament and the Palace of Westminster. It is the seat to the British government, and it was built in 1852 in the reign of Queen Victoria. To commemorate her, they built the Victorian Tower, the square building in the middle which flies the Union flag. Now that is the largest Union flag flown from a government building. If it was to be laid down, it would cover the size of a full-size tennis court. So ladies and gentlemen, we may be a very, very small country, but we do have a bloody big flag. The most famous of all the towers, the Clock Tower. It is the largest 4-faced chiming clock in the world, and it is known throughout the world as Big Ben. The correct name for the building, the Great Clock at Westminster. Big Ben is simply the name of the 13.5-ton bell, which chimes the hour and the hour only, and it was named after Sir Benjamin Hall, who was the Minister of Works, the man in charge at the time of completion. And as we straighten the boat up, we look ahead of us. On the embankment wall, a stone column. On the top is the Golden Eagle, and that is to commemorate all the brave men and women of the RAF and the Royal Flying Corps, the men and women who gave their lives in the 2 World Wars. The Golden Eagle is made up of captured enemy ammunition shells. The beak of the eagle faces the beaches of France, where so many of them brave people actually gave their lives. And as we straighten up, we have a few of you building this morning here to the right, the London Eye. Now the London Eye is Europe's largest observation wheel. It stands at 135 metres tall, and it does have 32 individual glass capsules or pods. Now that's not a random number, that is meant to represent the 32 London boroughs which made up the Greater London Council. And if you're interested in taking a ride on the London Eye, it will cost you £19, and it will take you as little as 35 minutes. On a good clear day, just like today, you can see 25 miles around London. So as far upstream as the Queen's House at Windsor Castle. We're going to push the boat on now, folks. The sea is ahead of us. It's going to take us about 15 minutes to get to the tower. And if you see anything along the way, please don't hesitate to point it out. It does make it a lot easier. I will only be pointing out buildings which I find interesting. As you can see, I'm not reading off anything, I'm just going to make it up as I go along, folks. Okay, but all the facts are straight. I'm just going to pick out a few buildings which I like. Ahead of us, we have the Charing Cross Railway Bridge. Either side of the track, we have the 2 walkways. And these are the Queen's Golden Jubilee footpaths, placed here in the year 2002 to commemorate the Queen's Golden Jubilee. And as it is our first bridge, ladies and gentlemen, what we like to do is give the people on the bridge a little smile and a wave. They do say, if you get anybody to wave back, many years of luck. So how are we feeling? Social? There we go. go. Give him a little smile away there. Hello now. Anybody up there? No. Come on, give us a wave, you miserable git. No, he's a little bit too cool to wave. There is another one on the other side, folks. Is anybody up here? Hello, give us a wave. No way, Nemo. No way. If anybody got a wave back, that means that the people who wave back, they're on holiday here in London. If anybody didn't wave back, like the gentleman now, he obviously lives in London and he's miserable just like the rest of us. Over to the left we have the column guarded at the bottom by the two black sphinxes. Cleopatra's Needle. It's over 3,500 years old. It was given to Britain in 1819 by a very grateful Egyptian government, and that was for Admiral Lord Nelson's victory over Napoleon and the French fleet at the Battle of the River Nile. Alongside that we have the white building which flies the Union flag, the riverside entrance to the world famous Savoy Hotel.
That's all
The bridge is Waterloo, named after the famous battle, and it gets a nickname here in London as the Ladies' Bridge. Built 90% by female labour. That was owing to the fact the young men were away fighting in the Second World War. Back home here in London, the ladies, they were in charge of the construction. We come through the bridge, we go to the right, and we have the National Theatre, the building with the electronic billboard. It was built in the ugly concrete era of the 1970s. But there is an old English saying, and it says, don't judge a book by the cover. In this building is three of the country's finest auditoriums. The Cottleston, the Littleton, and the largest is the 3,000-seater Olivier. We go here to the left, and we have the white vessel with the cream funnel, the HMS Wellington, a New Zealand gunboat in the First World War. It is now permanently moored here as a floating livery hall for the Honourable Company of Master Mariners. To become a Master Mariner, you must be a sea-going captain for longer than 15 years. The Duke of